So if you remember, there is a song which was composed by the stupid women of Muranga and Madeira. You could see the Muranga women rep Betty Minor dancing like an ostrich to that song. Now, the Tugegas have done a remix. I want you to listen to it quickly. So they are saying they are going to wake up early to remove Ruto. Now, the intentions are very noble, the thinking is very sober, but we cannot be making the mistakes that our parents and grandparents made. Like, I mean, don't people ever learn? Don't you ever learn as young people? So don't be triggered. This is an old way of thinking and doing things. Now, the solution is not to remove Ruto. The solution is to replace Ruto with someone more competent, more able to, because Ruto has already committed economic atrocities. They are irreversible. The damage inflicted to the economy will take decades to undo. So it's upon you, it's incumbent upon you as young people to not be like your stupid parents and grandparents. In fact, I want you to repeat this covenant with me. I will not be as stupid as my parents and as my grandparents who used to vote to punish. Now, don't remove that mentality of voting to punish. The objective is to replace Ruto and by extension every electoral office with somebody who is capable. So what do? You start vetting the candidates right now. Don't wake up on 2027. Now you're going to wait 4 years to go and remove somebody so as to punish him. No, now start vetting. Start doing your own mini kamukunjis, your own mini town hall meetings. You start talking to people. You don't be like your parents. Don't be like your grandparents. This is what they've been doing. And now, let me tell you something. You're going to notice something very, very, very unique. That now the noisy sycophants of William Ruto, they've started toning down. They've started because even then they are reading the mood on the ground. They can feel and they can see that Ruto now can, he cannot be saved right now, or his political fortunes have dwindled completely. Now they are now trying to position themselves so that they can attach to them to the next wave and now come and rebrand themselves. This is the cycle that we are trying to end. I saw a young man on Instagram. Young misguided men, because if this is the caliber of young people, but I'm guessing this was perhaps a sponsored troll who was and now he came to say that Sakaja and Ndindi Nyoro, if we can replace them, because no, we are not replacing boomers with young people who have been fashioned with the mentality of boomers. So Ndindi Nyoro and Sakaja don't fit the bill of the reform of the future that we espouse for the country. They're already steeped in corruption. Ndindi Nyoro cannot, first of all, explain how he's the biggest shareholder of Kenya Power. He just gives cock and bull stories. We don't want people with unscrupulous and suspicious sources of wealth. We need people who are credible, who have some element of integrity. Yeah, Sakaja now is being accused of stealing billions, building flats, doing the usual stuff that boomers have been doing to deprive us of opportunities. You understand? So the young people, the mistake is don't be like your parents. You have to commit. And then secondly, you have to start engaging your parents, because we want them voluntarily not to vote, because they are predisposed to poor electoral choices. Their stupidity is inborn, is in their DNA. They cannot be salvaged, these people, this generation, because they grew up in different times where they were breastfed on endless propaganda by Jomo Kenyatta, by Moi, by Kibaki and by Uhuru. So these people cannot be helped. The only solution is, you know how you go to a polling station and then you see an old shosho being helped to vote. No. What does that shosho know? She eats boiled food. She doesn't need electricity. Doesn't need running toilets. You need all those services and amenities. You need street lights. You need a functional night economy. You don't need Alcoblo. Alcoblo has now become a cornerstone of the Kenya Kwisha shit show. They are now promoting Alcoblo as if it's an electoral achievement, as if they pledged in their manifesto that they're going to bring Alcoblo. What value is Alcoblo to the economy? You understand? So we need to get rid of these people for viable reasons, not because of emotions, not because of I don't know what. This is not an event. This is a process process of civic education, civic awareness, the age of enlightenment. This is what I want you to get into your head, to not be as stupid as your parents and grandparents. I don't want them to influence you, in as much as they might be bitter, they might be harboring some element of anger. Those are their mistakes. They should not load them onto you. Don't bear the burden of carrying their baggage of their stupidity, of their poor electoral choices. You understand? So you need to promise, you need to pledge right now that you are not going to remove Ruto. You're not going to remove a governor. First of all, your first step into this state of awareness is stop obsessing about the presidency. You now focus on your governor, your senator, your MP. First of all, you're not voting for anyone who has rebranded, who has come last minute to claim that, oh, blah, blah, blah. Or everyone, even the ODM side. The devolution has redistributed wealth equally amongst all counties. Same as the CDF. Which county has anything to show? None. So it means that corruption is universal. We are now not getting rid of parties. We are getting rid of individuals. That's the only way to incentivize parties to give their nominations to the right people, to the right individuals, not to thugs, not to thieves. You understand? So you have to be. And while we are getting, excited or carried away or impressed by such awakening, because it's unprecedented that within 1 year of the Ruto presidency, people are tired of him. But you're forgetting this fatigue that you have is carried over because Ruto was part of the Uhuru regime. You understand? Ruto and Uhuru were one and the same thing. Yeah. If you look at all when they were launching their manifesto, these are the scam began in 2013 and it was programmed to run for X amount of years. So your fatigue is welcomed, but you have to remain focused that the objective is not to remove somebody, but to replace them with somebody more capable, somebody who is more in tune with your realities, because these guys are in limbo. Now he's in China, he's where they're increasing fuel because of a local shenanigans by a company called Gulf Energy, owned by a proxy of Kiraito Murungi called Francis Koome, and another proxy called Rotich. You understand? We don't understand. These guys, they are being given 500 billion. That shows you that the political elite of the day want to become, they want to become dynasties overnight. That's why they are so greedy. We are looking at these ATHI River demolitions, and sometimes we have to be compassionate in as much as it is grabland, it is East Africa Portland cement land. We have to be sympathetic because mistakes have been committed by very many people across the board. Now, if you're gonna demolish, houses in ATHI River, you might as well demolish Weston. But let me tell you one thing, that these people, I keep telling you that there are only two tribes in Kenya, the haves and the have-nots. You keep on fighting with your neighbor, you keep on arguing with people on Twitter, but there are only two tribes in Kenya, because when Uhuru was in the presidency, he evicted people in Roy. Those were peasants, people, squatters living there. He never touched President Ruto's Weston Hotel when he was the deputy. He didn't do anything to his assets. Some which may have been contentiously acquired like Weston. He didn't do anything to that extent, but he went and evicted peasants. Now, you people think that their fight, even now when Ruto is in the presidency, you think that their fight will lead to significant, closure as regards to how Uhuru acquired his proceeds of crime and whatnot. But he will never touch Uhuru's property. That's why he's so willing to sacrifice a few people here too, so that he can make his ends meet. And then when people are conducting land transactions, there is so much government presence in every land transactions, in the stamp duty, in the in the searches, in the county planning. Yeah, so there's no day that the government, which has benefited financially from every land transaction, is now coming to say that this land is illegal or it's grabbed. This is the duplicity of the government that you elect. They are the ones who sell, who validate, who even give you title deeds on the land, and then later they come to tell you, no, this was grabbed land. This is all, is different, can we say, different arms of the government, cannibalizing each other. So unfortunately, some people will be collateral damage, but in the end, we have to make proper electoral choices. Don't be like your useless and stupid parents and grandparents. Make sure that they don't go to vote in 2027 by engaging them and telling them that we are in this problem. They have bequeathed us into problems because of their poor and emotional electoral choices. It's time for change now.